There. People deluded, I'm back again. Good morning. I hope everybody's well and safe as usual. To my people out there in the UK, good morning. Everywhere else in this world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. You know, you lot gas me every time I'm here. I see a next country, I see somebody else here, and I really appreciate it, people. I hope you're all doing well and safe. It's Tuesday. I hope you've all moved closer to your goals, dreams, hopes, and aspirations this week. You know, if we're not trying to accomplish goals or try and achieve greatness and achieve legacies in our own sort of way, what are we doing in this world? You know, again, I don't know about anyone else, but I assume everyone that's part of this thing, we're all of the same makeup and we're all trying to be better than we was yesterday, depending on who you are, wherever you are, and whatever stage you're at life. You can always rewrite your future. You can always do something. Big up everybody locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Please make sure you're checking out the pin message, because obviously it's content galore this weekend. I know I've got a lot of scheduled content. You're seeing a lot of stuff off the cuff, so let's check it. Actually, well, I was listening to Chief Keef. That's why I'm a bit hyped up. You know, shout out Chief Keef, one of the best rappers out there. But tomorrow is Champions League. It's Chelsea versus Real Madrid. On Thursday, you've got Arsenal versus Villarreal. You got the preview of that game tomorrow as well. Today, you've got PSG versus Man City, people, in the second leg. So I'm going to drop a link. It's in the pin message already. I'm going to drop a link in the chat right now of all of them. You know me, I'm shameless with it. If you don't promote yourself, who the hell is going to promote you, people? This is how the world works. And then shortly after that, we're going to crack on to everything we need to get into, man. Obviously, let me just finish copying and pasting and being shameless. Like I said, you got to push yourself, because no one ain't pushing you. If you don't do this, it is what it is. Big up Zico again, because, you know, I don't know why you're in the chat already, but I appreciate that. Before I get into it, you know me, I like to show the people them love. We're going to start off with obviously getting straight into it. But just before that, people, let me take in what you lot are saying. Nathan is saying, big up DG, hope you're blessed this morning. Broski, I got my health, I got my life. I've got my determination to better my life than it was yesterday, so I can't complain, man. It could be better, it could be worse. So I'm in good spirits, and I hope everybody once again is listening. Man said, big up El Nino. Man said, the leaders' thumbnails are brazy now. The progression is real. Bro, I got a long way to go. I think they're shit. I won't lie to you. I think they're tired, but I appreciate that, you know, we've come a long way with it and stuff. I need to show my face on it a bit more. Need to take some more pictures and things, but I'm trying to ting, my guy. Big up all the members as well. You know, live from Planet X. You know, when DG Nation blows and gets somewhere, you're going to need a role in some degree, whether you got to be Edu or something, because your commitment levels is amazing, especially because you're on the other side of the world. Stupid o'clock in Australia and them sort of things there. Christian, morning to you as well. Harley, morning to you as well. Hope everybody's safe. You know, Dermot gets paid to say people. Happy he's here to say that. El, I hope you're good as well, man. Barry, what have you said? Big up Deluded. Great way to start Tuesday morning, bored in work after a bank holiday. I'm sure a lot of you are bored at work. So if I can, you know, make your lunchtime pass, you know, you're turning off the Zoom meetings, whatever you lot are doing, taking me in, I appreciate that. Whether you're doing, you know, your job's logistical, your job's in a stock room, whatever you're doing, as long as you're, you know, thank you very much for somehow incorporating me into your day. And that them sort of things gas me as well, people, because I always get a lot of messages like, oh, I never caught the live, but your last two videos, it made the shift fly by. I appreciate that, man. I know how tough, you know, getting that paycheck can be, you know. I appreciate that, people. I really do, man. I hope you're well and safe, man. What have you said? DG live and direct. Come on, big up yourself, Emmanuel. Members them, man. He's at his desk, man. You don't get caught or get in any trouble, Shams. You know, hey, big up the Irish. We need the luck of the Irish if we're going to turn it around on Thursday. So I'm looking to you, man, to do the business for us. You're damn right, my guy. Live and direct in the building, man. Jake, I hope you're good. Ty, I'm there, my guy. Health and wealth, like you said. Theo, if we're not working hard, what the hell we working on, man? You know, I know where I want to be in life. I know the dreams and aspirations I have. I just got to go out there and get it in it, and no one can stop me from that, you know. The only one that can stop me is myself, and I just want to look back on my deathbed whenever that is now, whatever I wanted in life, man. Tried in it. I was aggressive in trying to get it. I didn't let a next man or woman deter me. It ain't no one else's fault why I haven't got to where I've needed to get to. Do you get it? So from I have that, it is what it is. And again, I'm seeing a lot of new usernames. I'm seeing the same old faces. I appreciate all of you lot, people. There's 104 of you in here, though. Please make sure you hit the like button now. All done, though. Big up all the Nigerians ones as well. And obviously, big up Curtis Shaw as well, man. You know, a man said, "Is your placement covering Cronkite's face?" Well, my guy, it's an image in it. I didn't mean to do that, but you know, who wants to look at that man's face? You know, I'm not one to judge other man's looks, but you know, you've got Thierry Henry, chocolate darling. You've got Daniel Ek. You know, I hope all the galleys are on him because he can buy this club, so make him feel loved at this club. Kroenke don't need to be seen. You got DG, but if you want to see him, there it is. It's a bit weird. It's almost like he's side-eyeing me from behind. It's a bit mad in that regard still, man. You're making me very self-aware of that. Obviously, timestamp business. Where are we at? Let's call this 5:30. You know, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. 114 of you locked in. I appreciate that, man. What's Zach said, though? Heavy setback. Had a heavy setback this weekend, but we moved, bro. From you got your life, it is what it is. Life is tough. You're tougher, my guy. You got this. You're patting it up. Don't watch that. Big up South London. Big up Kofi. CS. I thought that was the Peckham one, but I appreciate that. Big up Atlanta. You know, I heard Atlanta's a lit place to go, man. You know, I'd love to go there and stuff, man. Man said, watch your back. Trust me, you know. Every time there's internet problems, we know whose fault it is on my channel, man. I hope he's old news still as well. Shams, you know, whatever you got to do, live content, watch it on the replay. I don't mind, man. We've all got life, man. A man said the devil has many names. One of them is Cronkite. Again, Islands in the building. It's like, you know, hella Irish, man, in the chat. I appreciate that. What's going on in Ireland? Is DG trending now playing, man? Have you seen the pre-match kits? Nah, I ain't seen nothing, my guy. You know, I just thought, let me wear my Arsenal shirt. I ain't wore it in time. You know, we did win on Sunday, so always want to play, you know. Always good to see Henry. You're right, man. But enough lollygagging, enough pause. That sounds a bit mad, but it is a saying. Enough messing around. Let's go, people. A man said before that Stan's looking to stab in the back as per. You lot kill me with some of these comments. But let's crack on. As we know, we've been down this road, didn't it? And like we all know, you're no idiots, I'm no idiot. We know no matter how much Daniel Ek says he wants to buy the club, no matter how much Kroenke wants to keep the club, we know it's not going to change overnight. We know it's a battle. So we need to keep it going, people. He's not going to sell it overnight, but what we can do and what we've been doing is keep the engagement. So then when you see Henry and Daniel Ek, they're adding further fuel to the fire. We're not going to get Kroenke is going to, you know, it's almost like when you watch them series on Netflix and you know, what was it? What was the series I was watching? And there was a Mad King. Was it Game of Thrones? I don't remember, but there was a Mad King in it. Either way, to get rid of the Mad King, he's not going to want to go without a fight in it. So we're going to need to do something in it. So again, it's going to take time. We have heard talk of bids being imminent, Kroenke willing to sell everything. So I would say as an Arsenal fan, obviously when you hear a lot of these things, you know, it makes you dream again. If it makes you dream again, it makes you have ambition. If it makes you have ambition, it puts your emotion back in. So we need to temper our expectations a bit. We need to know that it ain't gonna be a quick fix. I'm actually keen to see what the Kroenkes do in the summer, provided they're still at this club, people, because you know, Henry is saying. We'll get into it, but you heard Henry's comments, you heard Daniel's comments, you hear the pressure. Are they going to appease us with having a transfer market where they actually pull their fingers out? I'm not too sure. Again, because it does feel on the best of the day, you can't really get too much fees for us Arsenal players, for our Arsenal players. But you know, some of these players that are on loan or linked with moves away, collectively, they can put a good together a good transfer pot, and also wages could be freed up. So again, Kroenke has said, Josh Kroenke said we have a plan. Arteta said we have a plan for the summer. I'm sure they've been dotting I's and crossing T's to prospective transfer targets. We need to see something. But again, that's where it's down to us fans. Even if we sign Lionel Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar in the summer, Kroenke still has to go. Now I know we'd be drawing, you know, we'd be, you know, it'd be a bit harsh, but we need to get man going. You know, when Arsenal go through a good run of form, even if we win Europa League, you know, like I said, luck of the Irish, we're gonna need you this week. Keep the pressure up on Donny. But let's go with the first article I could see, people. This is from Sky Sports and that. Arsenal takeover bid. Thierry Henry confirms Spotify owner Daniel Ek has reached out to the Kroenke family. And to be honest, Daniel had said that before. Again, reaching out, he can reach out as much as he likes. Hopefully that means an offer is on the table between now and the end of the week. We know the first offer is going to be rejected. We have heard the latest story is he's willing to take 1.7 billion, 1.8 billion, and the club has been on sale for 2 years allegedly. You know, on one hand we hear he doesn't want to sell, then we hear it's been for 2 years. I can't lie, people, I don't know what to believe, people. So we just have to go with what we're told at face value. 175 of you locked in already within the first 10 minutes. I appreciate you lot. Hit the like button. Like you said, Harley, it's going to take time to get the weeds up there dug in deep. Trust me. You're fully facts, man. What have you said? There's a lot of talking from people when it comes to buying our club. Not trying to get my hopes up. I'll believe it once it's officially confirmed he has bought the club. Look at Dangote. Dangote just chatting. I do think Daniel wants it a bit more, but you know, even if he is going to buy the club, it's going to take time, man. You know, it's like what Mr. Analytical is saying, but we just got to wait and see what happens. If I'm completely honest with you, we can't get too excited and all these things. But scrolling down, Thierry Henry was on Monday Night Football, obviously, and I think he used it as a great opportunity to reiterate that Daniel Ek and this consortium consisting of Henry, Bergkamp, and other man Vieira, you know, they care about the club. I'm jumping a bit ahead, but allegedly he's apparently met with the AST and things like that, the Arsenal Supporters Trust. I don't know, it's just article business, but let's see, people. Thierry Henry has confirmed to Sky Sports that Daniel Ek has reached out to the Kroenke family to present an offer to buy Arsenal. So again, you know, that's just it. I just get that as a formal conversation, the beginning of negotiations. We don't really know Kroenke's business point of view, because on one hand, I don't think he's going to sell this club willingly. You know, I think you've got to do some other measures to get him out the club, if I'm completely honest. But on the other hand, we've heard he's willing to sell. We've heard allegedly it's been there for 2 years. You know, 1.8 billion. I do think 2 billion will do it, but I don't know that to be true, people. The Spotify owner is confident Kroenke will listen to the offer. Listening doesn't mean accept it, which he considers to be a compelling one. Now, compelling, when I hear the word compelling, that means emotional. When I hear emotion, that means you care. That means you fully get what football is about in England and sport in general for everyone, you know. Kroenke doesn't care, you know. No disrespect to the American viewers out there and whatnot, people, but, you know, looking at England, he don't understand the love of football that we have in America. Again, I don't know which sport is loved the most, but he's moved the NFL team. I'm sure there's NFL fanatics same way I'm a football fanatic. So when I hear compelling, that appears emotion. So Daniel, I don't think Kroenke has an ounce of emotion, has an ounce of compellingness in him, has an ounce of empathy or sympathy. So I don't think it's an emotional one. And actually, in the scheme of business, it shouldn't be an emotional one. He has the backing of Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, and Dennis Bergkamp. Scrolling down, speaking on Monday Night Football, he said Ek will not give up on his bid to take over Arsenal, regardless of Kroenke's stance that the club is not for sale. And as we know, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It might not happen. It might not even happen this year. But we need to keep going, people. You know, not to make this about the Bible, but it's like Moses going through. What did Moses go through to deliver the promise, people? Was it the desert or something? We need to go through that. Again, no blasphemy, but that's the example coming to my head. It's going to take time, people. And you get it, my guy. Anderson, again, you know, NBA, NFL, either way, he don't care about the passion for them, man. So, and he don't care about the passion for us in the UK. So compelling, he don't care about that. Kroenke just sees numbers, really. I'm sure he's a good family man. I'm sure he's a, you know, he's got a lot of empathy and emotion, but the Kroenke I know or I'm shown, you don't give a crap. So I ain't got that for you either. He went on to say, I know a lot of people wanted to hear about the takeover. It is true Daniel is an Arsenal fan. He didn't say it for any publicity. He is an Arsenal fan for a very long time. He already, I will give you something, has reached out to the Kroenkes and already said himself that he had collected the funds to make sure he can put a good bid in. Now, we know that, you know, whoever, to be honest, you know, there is legit debate in who are these other members that you've got together to raise funding. And we know that he's got the funds, and we know that allegedly he said he's speaking to Kroenke. So Henry hasn't told us anything new, but it keeps the hopes up. And let's be serious, everything is coordinated, really, you know. Henry knew he was coming to use this as an opportunity to keep the fans on side, to keep the hopes up with fans. And I think that's something Daniel Ek is very smart at. You know, I'm not saying he doesn't care, but the emotional talk, Arsenal fan, want to return Arsenal. You're bringing in the legends. Apparently he's met the AST. All we want from an owner is that he cares. There's a bit of clarity, and that we have faith in that you're trying to move us forward and make us a force to be reckoned with. Like every club, if you're not trying to have ambition, you get it? Because right now it's looking like West Ham got more ambition. Leicester got more ambition. They probably do, people. We need to get ambition. And I think it's very smart and emotional language. But again, Kroenke, I'm sure one thing Kroenke is probably not happy about is the public stance on this. And he'll do everything to make this difficult. 240 locked in, people. Make sure you hit the like button. What's Graham said? Has Daniel got the stamina to make this happen? Well, I don't know, Graham. Truth be told, who knows? But, you know, based on the language I hear, he knows that this ain't an overnight thing. And not to make it ageist, he's in his 30s, what, 40 max, Cronkite 70 something. He has the stamina to kind of, when the time comes. Obviously, I think this is getting passed down to Josh, but you get the point. Based on what I've heard, he's under no illusion that this will take a long time, but even the most patient man in the world has a time limit, so there might be a time he keeps it moving, but it needs to happen, man. It needs to happen. If we hit Cronkite in the pocket, he will sell. Amen to that, brother. Moving on, he said, yeah, so he's reached out to the Cronkites. What feedback has he been given? Has he been told this is feasible? Has he been told F off? What has he been told? Have they just left it? You know, have they just WhatsApp blue ticked him and just left it? I don't know, people. As said, you know, apparently Sky Cavall has said, well, Sky reporter Cavall, I can't say his last name, so I'm gonna allow that, no disrespect. He said he'll submit a 1.8 million, I wish it was a million, 1.8 billion bid to take over Arsenal by the end of the week. Now, obviously, that puts the pressure on, because obviously, if we win again and turn it around in the Europa League, it's happy days. If it's looking a bit shaky in the Europa League, I'm sure many fans will be a bit disgruntled, and then, you know, we're back to the energy. I don't know if there's a protest on Thursday. I see some of you commenting and things like that. I don't know. Cut the trap. Matt has said there's 200 odd people watching and there's less than 100 likes. Come on, man. Let's pattern it up. I appreciate that, Matt. Let's see where we're at. We're at 107. We can do a bit better than that, folk. There's over 100 of you being lazy. Apparently, now they need to listen. A lot of people have been screaming they want the owner out. We are trying to offer a solution involving the fans and getting the DNA of our club back. And again, emotional language. We want the owners out. We want this club to reflect of what, you know, Arsenal was about. You know, there's some people that don't even remember what Arsenal was about, sheer to age. I caught Arsenal in my 26 years. I guess I caught Arsenal at the right time, just before it turned rubby. They do need to listen, but on the other hand, they don't. And I'm not backing Kroenke. It's like, who said he needs to listen? There's no gun to his head. If this is my club and I don't want to sell, I don't need to listen to a damn thing. You lot can chat as much as you want to chat. I'm not selling. And again, I do think the media has kind of blinded us, because I don't know if Kroenke now wants to sell or not sell people. There needs to be a discussion, but he reached out. So again, reaching out is the first building blocks. Again, Rome weren't built in a day. And I don't want to say we're building something, because we need to take down Kroenke's thing, but we need to pull a brick down. Every day we're pulling a brick, you know, we're clogging up the toilets and messing up the plumbing. We're doing everything to make him think, you know what, it's not cost effective. Let's keep it moving. You know. He went on to say, I think it's going to be long and not easy, as we all know. If it ever does happen, one thing that I want to reiterate is that Daniel will not move away. He'll be there waiting to see if they want to sell. So maybe Daniel will fizzle out. He'll go to the background and he'll get on with his Spotify dealings and kind of fizzle away, and we'll stop talking about it. And then maybe one day Kroenke, we'll see Yellow Bar News, Kroenke leaving, Kroenke wants to sell, and then Daniel will come back. It gets to me, it's a bit like the Arsene Wenger thing. You remember Mesut Ozil? He wanted Ozil at 17. He said, all right, leave it, Ozil. The minute Ozil's allowed to leave Real Madrid, he's calling Ozil. So if it's a thing like that, you know, I don't mind. Is it a bit like, if we looked at it as a relationship, you know, it's like when a man leaves a woman, you know, let's say, because Arsenal would be a woman to me, because I love it, you know, let's just say, you know, the woman or man, to be fair with you, you know, when you leave your partner, you get back to, you get over them, your life's back on track, and then boom, they might just shout you out of the blue. That's what Daniel Ek needs to do, people. We know it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time, because Kroenke is going to want the best deal. He's not going to want to look like he was bullied out. You know, he's going to want to keep a bit of face and bravado. Again, Daniel, again, you know, I'm sure there's I's he wants to dot and T's he wants to cross before he makes this thing happen. But that first offer, there's a decision to be made. You know, the KSE and Kroenke, all the talk is that they're not selling. The Daily Mail said he's open to selling. We'll have to see, people. So we'll have to see, people. We'll have to see. Apparently, the Arsenal supporters trust, if we move into, where is it? Here, people. Apparently, Daniel, and again, this is smart from Daniel, you know, because I don't know him from nowhere. He might be saying all of this and then be on the Kroenke thing, which I don't think he is. That's just a possibility. But I think it's smart. He talks about getting the fans involved. This man's not even an owner, and he's met with the fans. That's more than Stan Kroenke. Stan Kroenke ain't done that, people. Do you get it? So this tells us that this owner is the right man, or this prospective owner, better yet, is the right man. We all know. I'm gonna scroll through this, people. Again, this ad block is killing me. I'm trying to find the necessary bit where it's actually said he's been chatting to the AST and all those sort of things. You know, he signaled his desire to trust the fans, you know, to get back the trust of the fans and speak with the fans and whatnot. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing that that one there hasn't thrown up anything. So let's go back to this, people. Apparently, a constructive meeting was held, and we were encouraged to hear their commitment to making the role of the fans central to their proposals. This is very welcoming, and we look forward to further dialogue. We'll engage with anyone who has a serious proposal, as it is important any current or future owner is aware of the importance of working with fans. There does need to be a fan group, and I'm not saying AST, but I just think Arsenal fans can be a bit weird in that there's season ticket holders that think they're better than man. There's regular viewers that think they're better than man. There's people that think because I'm abroad and you're not, I'm better than man. You know, there's people that are part of the AST and part of these AGMs that think they're better than the common fans. So while I want fans on board, it can't just be fans for the sake of it. It has to be a group, and it has to be a proper group. You get what I'm saying? And really, it needs to be like that, man. But yeah, man, it's nice to see he's engaged with fans. I mean, he, you know, as much as I like the AST, as much as he's meeting with them, he can meet them as much as he wants. He's not currently the owner of the football club. But it does make him look good, because the man don't really and truly, it's not paying him to meet with these guys. You know, he's not getting paid to do that. It's not nothing he does, but it shows more care than Stan Kroenke, which again, businessmen, they do things strategically. I think he's doing that on for a reason. But at the same time, you know, it's a strategic one. When you've got Henri talking, when you've got the fan talk from Daniel, and then speaking to the fans, something that Josh has done a little bit, but Stan's never done, is smart, because you get content, you get messages like this. We also continue to seek constructive and meaningful dialogue with Stan and Josh Kroenke. So again, it means set it for Josh. It means he ain't learned that in meeting with you. You know, you just got flamed up and your dad fed you to the wolves, and you ain't heard nothing from Stan. And again, apparently, Henri says X priority is to re-establish Arsenal's identity, which the Frenchman feels has been lost under the Kroenkes. Trust me. Trust me. And he also said a golden share scheme. What's that about? He said, Henri spoke about his direct involvement in this. He said he approached us, we listened to him. When we knew first and foremost that he wanted to involve the fans, we actually met the AST and told them what we wanted to do. We want to bring them back on board, being part of the meetings, knowing what's happening, because you need to put the DNA back into the club. Facts. But he wants to re-inject the Arsenal DNA, the identity that for me is long gone. You don't have Arsenal people there among the board that can show the right direction. 100%, people, 1,000,000,000%. That is fact. You know, this just reiterates the bid is going to take a very long time. Let's see if there's anything new to be learned here, people. He said he wants to re-inject the Arsenal DNA, the identity that's gone. You don't have Arsenal people there among the board that can sometimes show the right direction, and that is what Daniel wants to do. Exactly, people, you know. So again, it is facts. It's facts. It's facts. And they don't even need to be Arsenal men. You know, if you can find Joe Bloggs that's never been involved in Arsenal, but he understands what a football club means, he wants to move the football club back in his own direction, that's cool. Do we think every executive is a fan of whatever club? It's not like that, people. So we'll have to see. It's still very early days, as you lot can see, people. So it's going to be a game of 1 minute it's looking like it's happening, the next minute it's not. We're going to be taken around several corners. So we're going to have to see what it throws up in that regards. But I would be open for Daniel. Again, this is it. So we're seeing 1.7 now, 1.8. So are we inclined to believe 2 billion is the desired thing? We'll never know. I hope Stan Kroenke sells, man. We all hope he sells, but who knows, man? You know, you're right. It is positive, but how positive is it? Because it's not nothing we don't know. We haven't actually learned anything apart from he's spoken to the fans. We know he wants the club. We know he's prepared to stay around it. We know he's found the finances and whatnot. But apart from that, we've learned nothing new. Like, really, it's still the same, man. Like Gary the Snell said, don't get discouraged, people. This is a war. Hit them up financially and help as much as you can. Do you see the Kroenke selling when Disney, Amazon, and that's the German bit, DAZZN, I can't say them, about to enter the game? Probably not, you know, because Arsenal's a gold mine for them. They're the only ones that have enjoyed Arsenal at this moment in time, people. So we'll have to see, man. Whatever you said, DG just turned up. What's hot? Congrats on the Sky, bro. Big things coming up. Love for that. I don't know what you're on about Sky, though. I don't know. I'm a bit baffled, but love for that, my guy, nonetheless. Big up the Kenyan viewers. I'm all for doing what the United fans did, you know. Fair. Let's ensure everybody stays safe, you know. What is the Arsenal DNA anyways? Graham, we've lost it. But I would say the touch of class is gone. That's the first thing. We're not doing things with a touch of class. Over the last year, we've had many a time to show that we care about we care about the class and stuff, and whether it's the wage bill, whether it's the way we've not backed players when they've spoken out over China and things like that, over things going on, whether it's COVID cuts, whether it's the Super League, we're the furthest thing away from class. We hide behind that previous past prestige, and then it is what it is, man. I don't think Stan Kroenke will be intimidated. I don't think he will sell. We'll have to sell on his terms, and I think Daniel has to be prepared for that. Really, we'll have to see. Personally, I still think this is a family heirloom. DG, the Sun article regarding Saka is a disgrace. Have you seen it? Nope. And whatever they've got to say about Saka, I'm not listening to them at all, because it can't be anything sensible. 345 of you locked in. Please make sure you're doing up the like button. Where are we at in terms of likes? We're at 169, folks. So in relation to a bid this week, hopefully it happens, man. Josh ain't reaching out to no AST. Exactly, man. To be fair, we don't need to hear from Stan if the club is run properly. And that's it. You don't. But it's not. So there's that. I don't think you necessarily need fans on the board. There's no fans on the board at Chelsea. I don't think fans are, I'm sure they want the 50+1 rule. I don't think they're screaming about it, because the team wants to do things. A lot of people sit there and say, oh, if United and Arsenal were where they were supposed to be, no one be protesting. People protest Stan Kroenke the minute he got his first shares. People were also, when Alex Ferguson was at United, for United fans, they were talking their stuff. But I would say as well, there'd be no reason to, because they'd be doing their job. If Arsenal were Bayern Munich level or really showing ambition to do that and not having the same problems we were, then we wouldn't need to say Kroenke out. Fundamentally, you're not doing your job as an owner. It's as simple as that. So yeah, it probably wouldn't be, but they're not. It doesn't make sense. If you go to the doctors and you have a broken leg and he fixes your leg, you're gonna tell him he's a good doctor. That's it. If you go to him and he's your leg is broken, now your ankle's bust, now your hamstring is hurting, you're gonna say, well, go on for this doctor, he's incompetent. It don't make sense. So we would leave Donny alone, man. We would leave Donny alone, but it is where it is, man. Batter the likes, like you said. The Sun don't deserve the time of day. The scum is what I refer to them as. Class. What football club in the world has class? Well, there is dirty individuals at clubs, but there is clubs with class, and we used to be one of them. You're right, DG, and sadly, I think it was Wenger who brought that touch of class. Yeah, he did help, but it was there before him, man. We've had gentlemen involved in this club. There's a way of doing things, and we've not done that time and time again. Big up the South African gooners there. I knew there was going to be a problem when my man took over and put Elvis Presley as our walkout music. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me that we're in advanced talks already, whether he's accepted it or not. Hopefully, my guy. But if you're in advanced talks, I do think when you get down to a serious level in relation to business, I do think there's a silence from both parties. So I do think there'll be a silence from, not that it's directly Henry and that consortium, but them, Daniel the same, Kroenke the same. But who knows? We could be, and it could all just be games. That's why you're seeing all different sorts of media things. 1 minute Kroenke wants to sell. We've been up for 2 years. This guy, that guy, and the third. What I would like to happen is, I can't lie, I'm more on Daniel taking it than Dangote, because he's putting his money somewhat where his mouth is. But in an ideal world, you'd love Daniel throw his hat into the ring. Dangote throw his hat into the ring. Usmanov is gone, but Usmanov or someone throw your hat into the ring. Kroenke is dedicated to coin. So maybe a bidding war for this football club will say, you know what, let me keep it moving, man. But like I said, I think this is a family heirloom for them, man, there, man. But of course I would love it, man. Imagine people having a transfer window where we could say, we need a right back, we need a centre half, we need about 2 midfielders minimum, and we could do it all. Right now, I'm pretty sure every Arsenal fan doesn't expect that to happen. Or if it is, we're getting some second-hand right back, we're getting some second-hand right back, we're getting some centre-half that looks decent for 10 games and looks dead. Well, we're getting some shoddy midfielder who can't pass the ball. We're never getting it. We're getting some car boot sale sort of level players. It's dead. The only thing that's going to make this happen is a protest like United fans. Well, even the protest, is that going to make the Glazers go? But it's going to keep the energy. We have to keep it going, To this day, I still don't know what Stan sounds like. Bro, I've been saying it. Is the man behind me a real person? Because nobody sees Stan Kroenke. I think it's an Illuminati thing. I think it's like I said, the guy who made Bitcoin. I think Stan Kroenke is a strawman. I'm starting to feel the UK or the US government or whatever, they're using Arsenal to raise funds or something. I'm at that level now where I think it's a conspiracy theory. Cause I've never seen Donny. Like, has anyone heard from him? I've heard he's been at games. I've never seen him. I've been at FA Cup finals and where I can see the team. I can't see Stan Kroenke. I don't know if he's real, people, you know. It's crazy. No, I've not done anything in years. Just sit at home and do nothing. My bro, I don't know what you're talking about, but you know, be a bit proactive, man. Staying at home isn't gonna help, you know. So like wherever you're going through, I hope you get through it, man. I don't know what that comment was, but big up yourself. 387 of you locked in, hit the like button. Facts, DG. People forget United have been on this green and good hype for time. Even Beckham was in the stands with a scarf on. Exactly. Like, I can't really talk on United's thing. I'm not a United fan, but they have said it. Exactly, the doctor would get struck off. What have you said? Darren has said, DG, if the Kroenkes accepted a bid from a person who showed genuine care and ambition, i.e. transfer back in, I didn't give the fans a say on the board, would it still bother you or would you accept it? Well, I would like some fan representation. I'm not going to sit here and say fans should be involved in transfers and stuff, but there should be a consortium or an individual that, while we're not involved in the day-to-day processes of the club, you have to answer to something, you know? I do want fans on the board, definitely when you or people of such when you've got people like this. But if the club is run properly, beyond just having a representative of the fans, so we have a general say in anything that happens in our club moving forward, I don't think there's any need beyond that. The only reason we're looking at beyond that is because Stan Kroenke and anyone else who's been involved has shown their incompetence time and time again, man. What has he said? Dermot said, let's be real. Eck wants Arsenal for the money the club brings in and use it the same as Stan does. He's not going to drop 30 million on a new squad. It will just be a name change of own and that's it. Bit harsh. You don't really know that, Dermot, but I can't blame you for being pessimistic. And what I will say is, bro, man are businessmen. They can care about making money. I don't see somebody wanting to buy Arsenal and they're just being in it for money as scary. You should be in it for money. You're a businessman. As long as you want sporting excellence, Roman Abramovich cares about money. The minute he heard Super League, he thought Chelsea, big Chelsea, can't miss out, you know. But he cares about the club. So I don't really care if a man wants to make money. If you want to use Spotify and Arsenal, like I said, Deluded Podcast, DG Podcast. Actually, people, head over to Spotify and Apple today because I dropped a new episode of that today, ironically. Cheeky plug. If he wants to use it to help with his staff and whatnot, I don't really mind that. I wouldn't even care if Stan Kroenke was on that. It's just you don't care about the sporting thing, you know. You look at a Roman Abramovich, he's got an ego. Chelsea is his love child. Chelsea is his ego. He wants to have a good team. He wants to one day, hopefully, not get Chelsea to the standard where they've been mentioned with Barcelona of old and all of these teams. So if he wants to make money, it doesn't faze me. David Dean made hella money at this football club, you know. A manager that we all love, George Graham, he wasn't giving players good certified contracts. He was pocketing peas, but he cared about the club. As long as you care about the club and want to be a certified man as well, I don't care. Ali has said, Eck is a fan, Stan doesn't care. To be fair with you, I don't know. Listen, Eck, I don't know I don't know him until we don't know this. I agree with you, but I also agree with what Dermot's saying is we don't know Donny from nowhere. You know, he just could be seeing this as an opportunity. I think that he's a fan, but I don't know Donny from nowhere. So I don't really know, man. I don't really know, man, but it's good, man. It's good, man. What have you said? Good to see you on the Bearded Gooner yesterday. You mean she knows Arsenal, you know? Big up Jess. You know, make sure you all go subscribe and follow up her thing. Get her to 1,000. She should have, bro, she should have 100k subs, but the game is the game. She'll get there one day, man. She'll get there. But yeah, it was nice to be there. You know me, I'm always got time to link up and do things with genuine and honest people. That's why you only see me on certain channels. 209 likes, people, but there's 408 of you watching. Come on, don't do the guy dirty, people. Once again, make sure you're checking out the pin message and all of those sort of things there. Come back, Usmanov. Anyone, man. Someone come save this club, man. And this is it. The ship has sailed. But like anyone, just come to the thing, man. A man said Kroenke come like Bigfoot, never catch man on film. Bro, Loch Ness Monster business. I've never seen Kroenke. I've never seen him. It's like the Candyman. When you go into the mirror and you say Candyman as a you thought that it turns up. That's Kroenke, man. I've never seen Donny. I've never ever seen Donny, man. I emailed Daniel Eck and he actually responded. Bro, You should have told him to come and sponsor DG's thing. Well, what did you ask him? As well as buying the club. Should have told him to come do something. Bro, Eck has it. What have you said, Guna? Eck has emotion towards the club, sorry. Even if he isn't the best owner, at least he has the best interest of the club at heart, way better than Kroenke. And again, better the devil we don't know, innit? You know, if he's like Kroenke again, then we cross that bridge. But at the same time, bro, forget that the devil we know is crippling this club. Again, I'm very wary because, pardon me, the one thing I will say against Daniel Ek, even though I agree with you, emotion towards the club, fan, I think his interest and I think the way he's speaking is genuine. But the cynic in me that doesn't allow myself to trust people has said, why are you coming about it now? If the club's been interested for 2 years, why are you only coming about now? You know, and again, businessmen are smart. He knows Arsenal's emotions to fans' emotions to the club are on the floor. We love the club. So any little glimmer of hope, you get it, people. So I'm very wary. But you know, just for the fact of he appears to care a bit more, there's a problem. There's probably many shortcomings to Daniel. You know, I'm sure he isn't. I don't think he's like Kroenke, but I'm sure he isn't squeaky clean. I'm sure he's got skeletons in his closet. But as long as you care about the club, who cares, man? You know, Roman Abramovich has got enough skeletons in his closet. I'm not gonna make this about that. A man said, Joanna said, if he buys Arsenal, he could have concerts in the ground a lot. Again, that one over my head. That's a great point, Jay. He could do that. You know, if that's what he wants to do, it is what it is. You know, we'll probably sit there the game after when the pitch is looking a bit mad and saying that's why we lost. But you know, he'd be entitled to do that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win commercially as well as that. But as long as you care, who cares, man? As long as he gives a crap, who cares better yet, man? Daniel Ek could see Arsenal as a vehicle of soft power. Abramovich has put 2 billion in Chelsea, but his influence globally because of Chelsea is worth more than that. If he's of that sort of stuff, it is what it is, man. He's not going to bankrupt himself because he's already sought out other people to be involved in him. So, is what it is. I just think, listen, if he just wants to have just having the damn ambition to want to get Arsenal somewhat back to what we want is enough for me because we're sleepwalking into the oblivion. You know, we're going nowhere fast. You know, we're somehow managing to get worse. We're just existing. We're just floating. We're sinking. Then we're treading water and just about surviving. But we're like this. The club is it's dying a slow death and we're there, you know. So I'd rather him because what's Kroenke's had his time. You know, I'm sure if we look back at some of Kroenke's alleged statements, it's a madness. To be fair with you, maybe Roman was, but you look at Chelsea, you know, I don't think it's necessarily fair to paint that, you know. Again, people are allowed to buy clubs and take them to the next level, you know. Again, Chelsea didn't win a Premier League title for 50 years until Jose done that. Who brought him in? You know? Is what it is, man. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I appreciate anything you guys have to say as well. What have you said, bro? Anything better than Kroenke? To be honest, we've had 10 plus years with Donny, and it's only getting worse. Eck might not be any better. You'll never know, but change is always good. 100%, man. He looks like he's going for the Ajax type model. X legends running the club. But again, I want Henry involved. I want Bergkamp involved. I want Vieira involved. But again, beyond just trying to help us get the club, you know, what are they going to be? If they're going to be directors, fair play. But what sort of directors? What experience have they got? You know, you need to be given a chance. But you look at Van der Sar, he's been doing his thing. Overmars, he's been doing his thing. You get it, people. And we've also got to remember, Henry and Vieira have strong personalities. So I'm a bit wary of having them involved as well, because I'm sure both of them harbor ambitions to be manager of this club as well. You can see where that goes, man. If a takeover happens, big up Peter. If a takeover happens, what sort of change can we expect to happen in the short or long term? Well, I just trying to move forward, isn't it? Just trying to move forward. It's like if the house was on fire or, you know, our house blew up, you know, we're just start cleaning up the rubble, start trying to fix up a new house, start trying to put some new foundations. That's what I would say, you know, try and rewrite the wrongs because it's not going to happen overnight. We didn't get to this level of playing squad, this level of league position overnight. We've been sleepwalking here for years. So by that logic, even if he bought us, he came in, we bought players and we had a banging season, we're not going to return overnight. As I keep saying, Rome weren't built in a day. But in the short and medium term, if we can put some bricks down, why not? In the long term, of course, you know, you want to see Arsenal top 4 minimum consistently. And we all know above that we want to win titles and things and challenge and all of that. It goes without saying, man. Might do that, to be fair with you. Don't think so, though. I don't know. You'd have to speak to somebody else. You said you reckon these transfer talks disrupt the Cronke's plan to invest in the summer. Big up Ryan Broski. Probably, but what are they? But what is he? But what's he gonna do? Like, double down then, innit? Like that will do something to appease the fans. You're not really happy at all, are you? You said Daniel buys the club. How long do you think it will take before fans turn on him? He's a businessman first. And we as Arsenal fans want a fantasy team which ain't realistic. Please refrain from saying we. I don't know. Me and you can't speak for me, my guy, in the same way I don't speak for anyone. I just want to see ambition. I just want to see a competent team. I just want to see a team that tries. I just want to know, regardless of what I might say about Arteta, I have faith in people around him, because I look at Arteta, you can criticize him as much as you want, and I'm not using it as an excuse. He was kind of set up for failure because the man, he was brought in Partey late, so he didn't have long to work with Partey. Any other club brings in another midfielder. So I don't know what you think about fantasy team, but we just want our football team to have some damn right ambition, proper ambition. I don't know for fantasy team, we'd all love, we'd all love Messi and Neymar and things. So I'm not sure. I don't know what, I don't know where you're going about unrealistic. About is it unrealistic, better yet, to have a stable back five, including the keeper? To know that, when Aubameyang and David Luiz are getting on, you're going to react, to know that you're bringing in a novice manager and we can look around and say, for all his criticisms, you've given him everything to help him. I don't think that's unrealistic, but, please refrain from speaking for me. Speak for yourself, rude boy. Moving forward from that anyways, I'm liking the green screen. Trying the ting, man, trying the ting. Big up yourself, really, as well. And big up everyone else in the chat. Make sure you're hitting the like button and checking out the pin messages. It's Champions League business today. We've got a bag of content, man. I agree with you, but legends for the sake of running the club is never good. I need to see what they're actually going to do. That's just me personally. Like, what's your specific roles? And I've said that before. I've said that for everybody. Bro, am I the only one who wants some Saudi prince or Russian money? Russian money, Saudian money, United Emirates money, Swedish money, next American money that cares. I don't give a crap where the money's coming from. I'd love them to put this all in my pocket though. But I just want someone who cares money. I don't care where you're from, how you made it. Because let's be real, half of these billionaires, it's not ethical, man. Really and truly. And this is it, Harley. Facts. I don't know the type of owner Eck will be, but we all know Stan is killing the club, so we got to do what we can to save the club. Exactly. It's like a football manager. Chelsea didn't know Thomas Tuchel was gonna be a success. He could have been a failure like Lampard, but they took the chance. They weren't just sitting there and saying, "Oh, Lampard, this and that." We've got to try. We've got to try. We might be jumping onto another sinking ship, but right now this ship is sinking, and there's the life bands, the life jackets are scarce. So let's jump off this thing and get on another one. If that one there's got the same problems, we try to jump off that one as well, man. Tia said, "It is. Don't defend Kroenke, but I think it's not their fault. He employs people. Broski, it is his fault, bro. You can't blame everything on Kroenke. Like, I can't blame someone indirectly, I can blame him for the transfers and the level of playing squad we've got, but I can't just sit here and blame him for the results this season. We know Edu and things like that, but it all comes back to him. He's the business owner. If you own a company, the manager that you've employed might be doing a madness. The employees might be doing a madness, but when it comes to the balance sheet, if it's in the blue, man said blue, in the green or the red, it's your fault. It comes down to you. The club, the business, and the club is a reflection of you. You employ these people. Same way I just said Jose. Roman. Roman's got Czech and Marina and all these other people in roles, and he's put healthy pressure on them. Do you get it? So again, this is the problem, because you've got a silent owner who doesn't care, and he leaves inexperienced people and mistake-ridden people to their own devices. Like he's left Arteta to his own devices. That's why you're seeing weird stuff in the semi-finals, because the people above Arteta are also left there on their own devices. Everybody's just freestyling it. How many times a man in the office? Does Stan even have an office at the Emirates, man? It's madness, man. Does a switch up in new owners deter players from coming to the club? Maybe it looks like chaos to some. Andrew, realistically, I hear you, my guy, but does it look like, we've been in chaos? Can it be any worse? To be fair to you, and you could say yes, but you could flip that and say a new owner means we might be on this thing now, sort of thing. It could be, man. And this is it. It doesn't give a crap, man. Doesn't give a crap. This is it. Let's focus on that. Facts, man. Facts. Imagine the mad collaborations we would have with Spotify. Facts. Big up the New Zealand ones. Xavier, shout out to you, man. Good name. I know you're smart. I want the legends here as well, but but it's what are their roles? What are their roles? If they're not experienced in that roles, how are we teaching them to that? I don't just want legends for the sake of it. I love you lot as players, but I want man that can run this club properly, and I'm not saying they can't. Big up the Twitch viewers as well. I see man are looking for other people involved. It's nothing to do with patterning, bro. It's just like, bro, man, don't speak for man, bro. Like, I don't want no fantasy team and all of these things, Bro, man said we, bro. Like, we, RP Dr. Phil. I know you've all seen that. Allow me, fam. To me, this whole DNA thing is nonsense. It's a buzzword used only for PR. Show me what you're planning and what football direction you want to take. Otherwise, it's just vibes. And that's DNA for me. That's DNA for me. If you want to be a winner and create a legacy, obviously that would mean winning the major things. But if you're all serious, everything takes care of itself. That's it for me, because I genuinely believe when these players or executives, when they're looking around the place, where's that little reminder of what this club's meant to be? Because it's a privilege, and not just for us, it's a privilege to be in these positions for the players, for the owners, for everyone. And I don't get the vibe that they fully understand that and comprehend that, man. Get me. Don't think we're asking for a fantasy team. We just want the club to be run properly and with ambition. If that's a fantasy team, then it's a madness, man. It's an absolute madness. Of course, I would take St. Maximin over William. You're smart enough to not ask me that question, my guy. Big up you, man. What else you lot saying? Big up everyone. Please make sure you're hitting those like buttons, people. Time is flying. 450 of you here. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Let me be shameless and obviously plug some more videos. It's watch along on Thursday. Let me drop all the links. If you're not going to be there, hit the like button, people. We're going to move on into some other stuff in a sec. Obviously, today, Champions League watch along, Man City versus PSG. You lot take all of this in the comments. You're just seeing enough links from me. I did this yesterday and you lot started taking it in. We got that tech money. Are we blaming Stan for Aubameyang suddenly not scoring bags of goals, or Willian suddenly becoming ineffective, or David Luiz getting injured 12 months ago? On paper, our team's banging. I don't think our team was ever banging. And it goes back to what I said is Cronkite is the underlying man to blame, but you can't blame him directly for sporting decisions. Aubameyang, for that example, has to take responsibility, and obviously Arteta, because it's no coincidence you've come in and it's not banging people. But yeah, is what it is, man. I'm not sure of the point made with that, but fair play. Oh, I don't want any joint manager. Thierry Henry and Vieira's joint manager is dead. One would have to accept being a coach, And again, is Bergkamp the right man to take over the youth? I need to see the CV. That's one thing I've said earlier. I would like Vieira. I mean, not Vieira, Bergkamp to work with our young strikers and things like that. And this is it, man. Some fans just love to live with blindfolds on because it's easier. It's easier to just look at things on a basic one. Sam Greenwood's a bad boy footballer. He's going from strength to strength. He's made his debut this season, and I firmly believe he should go on loan next year or be involved more under Bielsa next season, man. That's just me personally. I didn't see it. I'm not listen, forget the scum. I'm not gonna give the Sun some airtime and things like that, man. He's invested into Arsenal to an extent, like you said, it's not enough. And he actually, by many aspects, when you look at it, hasn't been done. And whatever way you look at it, that's his fault. Yes, you can directly say who bought Pepe, who bought Willian in, who bought Leno in, who done this, who done that. But who's the man employed? If I employ scouts and you bring me shit players, I'm getting at you lot for bringing me shit players, but I have to get at myself. Why did I employ you, bro? Why did I let myself lie to you? That doesn't make no sense, because at the same time, again, we don't pattern up our wrong signings. Again, we don't have a clear structure. And again, to shut down that example, whatever man say, Mislintat's been here, Sanye's been here, Glazidas has been here, Edu is now here, Wenger has been here. Emre has been here. Lomberg temporarily was here. There's been bare different men in bare different roles. They've all had different successes and failures, different pros and cons, different question marks. But who's the one variable? Silent Stan. Simple as that. Man have to come out the backside. Football club is as simple as that. Simple as that. Everyone's allowed their opinion, but come on, man. BBC appearance. Love for that, my guy. I appreciate that. What else you lot saying? This is what I wanted for the youth, man. Big up my guy. Big up to Hackney's very own Don. Hey man, I'm a North London kid. I don't know about no Hackney stuff, but shout out to the Hackney ones. You know, I got a lot of family from around them sides. Work rate like Kante, sauce like DB. Welcome everyone. The King Don DJ. I appreciate it, Abdullah, man. You're gassing me still. You're gassing me, man. DG Davis saying DG, there are more power players in the ring to buy Arsenal. Watch the space. Hope so. You know, if you know something we don't, talk up the things, man. I don't want to watch no space. I want to watch Arsenal be a decent club. You know, I want to watch Arsenal be a decent football club, man. And this is it. Bottom line, Kroenke doesn't care. Left Wenger out to dry. Employed inexperienced people and didn't surround. There's actually nothing wrong with bringing in inexperienced people, but surround them with that can help them. It's not making sense. Please stop spamming. Please stop spamming. You know, spamming is you're messing up a good chat we're having. Love Arsenal, hate Kroenke, 100%. 100%. We've reached 300 likes. Thank you for that. But 150 of you lot are violating. Deliver the goods. Come on, man. If you want Kroenke out, hit the like button, man. Oh, this is, I don't understand how anyone can back him. You know, I wouldn't call it me backing Kroenke, but the only thing I could give him closer to backing is I can't sit here and blame you for everything. For me, you're the underlying fault of everything, but I can't sit here with our 34 games that we've played and say that's all on Kroenke. The underlying factor is you, but, you know, I'm looking at the players, Edu and Arteta, you know, but the underlying factor, the culture of this club is Stan Kroenke, you know. Is it consistently bad, bro? And hiding behind the FA Cups. Do you get it? Not building on those sort of things. You know, a real manager, as much as I love Arsene Wenger, the real owner then in 2014 says, yo, Wenger, regardless of what you want to do, you have to step down, you know. It's a bit mad for you right now. But he didn't want to do that, you know. If you knew Emre's thing wasn't working, arrest that, you know, sign proper players. Because for me, this football club, the values, the DNA, the way we like to play football, we need to get to a level where it remains the same, regardless of the owner and the manager and things like that, like it previously was, man. But it's not there, man. It's not there. And even if you think Arteta should be sacked, there's that as well. Come on, big up the JA Tugs. You know, Man United fans in the building. Kroenke's Glazers out. You done know. Kroenke's out. Glazers out. Levy out. Any other owner that's not doing their job and fans want out, they need to move, man. Scouting system was half decent under Wenger. Fabianski has moved on, but doing well. I hear you, but I think Fabianski was dead. I think bare of our keepers were dead, but I hear you. You know, under Wenger, I think we could find players. We were just struggling, and then obviously Ivan Gazidis using his stat DNA and then blaming Wenger for a lot of it. Like Wenger had a lot of faults. One fault that he shouldn't have allowed himself to be is taking other people, taking the blame for other things. Hey, my guy, if you want to be a moderator, I've told you, email me your username, your URL, sorry, and I'll patent that for you. You're always here, so I'd like that, man. I would like that. Bro, we can get things wrong again. There's no guarantee. Life, you get things wrong. Football managers bring in different things and they get wrong. You know, are we really saying because we don't want to get it wrong, we're going to leave Stan Kroenke? You know, when the runaway slaves, you know, they didn't know what was going to happen when they left their master's house. But should they say, oh, it's good here? It's good in the big house, you know? No, bust out. Like, bro, to dare is to do, innit? Arsenal's meant to be a brave club, and regardless, we'll continue to be here. Unless the club blows up, we'll be here. We'll survive that. Madness, man. Trust me. Love for that, Fergie's son. Big up yourself. What have you said? Villa fan. I know firsthand about dodgy owners. Big up yourself, Craig. Just be careful what you wish for. Ah, Craig, you're doing me dirty, my guy. Telling us Arsenal fans is what we wish for. We've been down that route, man. Everyone involved in this potential deal who is speaking out are doing so because they get something from it. Believe 100%. You know, let's be real. We all want our club back, but there's some mutual interest beyond just returning to the club for Vieira, Bergkamp, and the rest of them, as much as I'm sure they love the club and things, you know, they're not Arsenal fans. They didn't grow up Arsenal fans. No matter what Thierry Henry and Vieira told you, Vieira was ready to join Man United when we were thingy, when we were actually bullying them. Henry was ready to leave many times. Bergkamp's my guy, but again, every human is governed by self-interest. That's a fact. So they all have something to gain, whether that's a position in this new board, whether that's eventually being earmarked as a manager, damn right, a job, you know, as well as buying the club in Daniel's case, other things to do. 100%, my dude, 1,000 million billion percent. You're right on that regard. You're right. You know, as long as, like I said, if you listen, it's all of interest. You stand to gain something. Let's just move. Listen, as long as you care about the club and you want to do things and move us in the right way, then you lot do what you need to do. As long as you're acting ethical, as long as you're not, you know, doing a madness, who cares? But you're right, Craig. But it's either we try or we're not doing anything, man. You know, it's either we try something or not, man. Daly has said Daniel Ek will be a worse owner. Mark my words. Wait for the complaints to come in. Okay, probably, maybe, but you know, do you want to keep him? That's dead, man. That's dead. Ella said, "Can I be a mod? Email my email address dgnation or nation TIOON 2004@gmail.com with your URL. Again, like Abdullah, you're always here, so I'll make that happen. You know, but I need, you know, you don't need to help me to help you lot. You get it? It is one of those ones. 355 likes. Let's at least get 350. Keep banging those ones on, man. Keep banging those ones on. You know, you lot have done a madness, man. I've really enjoyed that chat with you guys. But we got to speak about some couple other bits and pieces before we keep it moving. Sorry, people. I'm just making another timestamp because we've actually just spoken on that for time. What's going on there? Why is it flashing up and flickering and them things there? What are you lot saying before I crack on? Not possible to be a worse owner. Anything's possible, but bro, we have to try something. Like, you have to try something. Like, you have to try something. I think the only owners or fans that I wouldn't say you can't go over the owner, but I know will be cool is, you know, the Chelseas and the Cities, because their owners give a crap. You should invest in Arsenal, bro. Give me the money and we'll invest, bro. Last time I checked, I ain't got £1 billion spare. Like, come on, man. Charlie said, if the Cronkites don't sell, do you think they will spend big this summer? They'll probably try and spend big to appease us fans, but I don't really care for spending big. I just want to see a proper plan in the summer. I don't want to come out the summer and say, yeah, I'm happy we got part A, but we ain't got no creativity, or there's no right back and there's this and that. Hopefully, you know, it'll be, you know, if they're smart, they should, because it'll give them a good positive piece of propaganda. At least they could turn around and say, yo, but we done this and we done that. You can't do that, really and truly. I can't see the comment, but I see someone saying, should United be docked points? No, because, you know, no United player did anything or no one connected directly with it. It's the fans, if anything. So that's silly, man. Man said, what's a quid? Money, broski. I'll type it right now, my guy. I think this is it off by heart. It's in there. It's here, my guy. Take that one in. Screenshot this. It's there for you. I use that sexy chocolate darling in my picture. Oh, that's me. Mad, man. You can't really, man. RIP Claude, you're right, man. Also, I've been a coach, bro. Not in the academy or whatever, but I've coached. Love coaching. It's just financially, it's not necessarily viable unless you're in a club and it's time consuming. I love to coach. Love to coach, man. When I used to coach my little under nines and that, and they used to run up to me and, you know, they used to make me feel like Pep Guardiola. Like, man used to, yeah, man, that people used to hate because, you know, I was the favorite coach and that, and my team used to bully up everyone on Sunday and things like that, man. Can you mod me on Twitch? Don't know how you do that, but hit up the email, my guy. Come on, you know. You saying, Dominic, are you moving to me? I don't back that way, you know. Old enough to remember when Arsenal won the league, but young enough to not accept this crap that's going on. I'm trying to speak in riddles, man. Eliminate risk. No, you know, man. Trust. So yeah, man, let's crack on with a couple of other things, man. You know, David Luiz allegedly again this season, regardless what you think about David Luiz. It's a madness in terms of a man's health. And let me actually get into the David Luiz one if I share my screen with you guys. Apparently, Arsenal are hopeful David Luiz will be able to play again this season, despite the centre-half suffering a hamstring injury in the victory against Newcastle. As you lot know, there's a feeling that the 34-year-old will be able to play a part in the running. We all know he suffered a hamstring injury. If you are somehow fit for Thursday, I know it's a risk, but I would play you, man. I would defo play you. Apparently, Arsenal are hopeful David Luiz can play again this season, despite the central defender limping off with a hamstring injury on Sunday. Louise who has only just returned from major knee surgery, suffered his latest injury at the weekend, as you lot know. But the injury is not said to be serious, and there's a feeling the 34-year-old can play again. Now, save the man from himself, because we heard this about his other injury. He's clearly been rushed back and he's hurt himself. Save the man from himself. To a degree, we've heard Bellerin's played on it through the pain and hurt himself, whether you rate him or not. Odegaard the same. Earlier in the season, we all remember Thomas Partey. You know, we need to save players for themselves because it's harming us. And I think that's something Arteta can learn from his man management and saving players from themselves. In fact, not only man management, but managing players in relation to games. It is a boost. You know, apparently it remains to be seen whether Louise can play a role on Thursday. Again, he probably won't. But if he is fit, that's a risk I would take, because I've said I think in an ideal world, I know it'd be stupid, but I would risk Lacazette, Tierney, and David Luiz. I think it's a game for character, and them man have it in abundance, really and truly. So yeah, happy for David Luiz. Obviously, we don't know if he's staying at the club or going. If I'm real with you, he probably should be moved on, or if he is to stay, not a central figure like that. But yeah, man, positive news in relation to David Luiz. Hopefully, it's not serious in that regards. We'll get into the transfer rumors in a hot second, people. Let me just make this make a bit more sense. So yeah, we'll crack on. What are you lot saying? Oh, I would have loved to have had Kante, but we got shagged, man. He was rushed back in the fact of we heard his season was done, bro. We heard the man's season was done. And then he's playing. Can we be surprised? And, you know, we all know when you ain't been playing and you rush back, we've seen it at Arsenal. You might have a knee injury, but suddenly your left hamstring is gone. So I think we could have saved the player from himself. Again, I'm no physio man, but me personally, I would have liked him to have an extra couple days training. Then if I'm going to risk Donny, I'm using him on Thursday, because I don't know. In fact, I'm sure you was in the live stream. All you heard me saying is David Luiz Thursday, before the game, after the game, and during it, man. You know, what would the centre-half pair be for if it's out for the season? In the league, I'd just give it Chambers and Gabriel. You know, I'm not really convinced with anyone. I don't really have one. I just say Gabriel needs to play, man. I don't mind if David Luiz stays and he's got a marginalized role, and, you know, assuming he's in Europa League, he does up that and he plays 10 odd games a season. But what makes me scared is we overuse these old players, you know, like with that Koscielny, to the point where Koscielny's vexed at Emre. And also, clearly his body's breaking down. There's probably things David Luiz won't be able to do, and we don't know how to guard against that. Like you lot know, as John Terry's career went on, he started to struggle playing the high line. So Jose Mourinho and whoever, they would sort out the team to facilitate that, where he could still do his thing. Do you get it? So I'd say that, my dude, man. You man are on to Leno, innit? Why you lot on to Leno? Have you lot seen my notes on Leno? Oh man, we might as well crack on with Leno as well. Where is the Leno ones? So yeah, people say, let me make a timestamp. You know me, I love a timestamp. I know it can be jarring for you lot, but you lot have to think about the people who aren't here. You know, I like to obviously cater for everybody, folks. You know, it is what it is in that regard. But let's get on to Leno, people. Now, there's a lot of chat about Leno. Big up Le Grove, the Twitter account. Apparently, Leno is angling for a move. Now, and on perfect timing, what the message did I say here? Did you hear about Leno wanting to leave? He probably does want to leave, like a lot of these players, you know. And it's a tricky one, because all season you've just heard a lot of talk around these players, if they want to stay or go, and all of these sort of things. For Leno, he's allowed to consider his future. The man is 29. You know, it's going to take Arsenal a while. You know, if he could get a move to sit on Bayern Munich's bench, or move back to Germany, or a team competing consistently in Europe, he's allowed to go and do that. You know, maybe us fans have drove him out. Maybe, you know, because some people were abusing him on socials. I don't think it's that. Maybe he's not happy. You know, something really has to change, because, again, I don't think Leno's a bad player. I rate him a bit more than other people, but same topic. The Arsenal fans that are Leno FC, I don't rate him as highly. But if I look at the club, they think you're the best thing since sliced bread. Martinez left. It's clearly been made abundantly clear that Leno is the first choice. We're doubling down on him, you know, and he's central to that. So if he's had enough in England, you know, off field there might be problems. Why not? You know, again, if I'm him, just the basis of since I've signed, you ain't giving me a decent defense to be part of. I'd keep it moving. So Leno's within his rights to want to leave. If I did some quick like pros and cons or reasons I would say, you know, reasons I would say if he wants to go, let him go. We don't listen. I'm at the point where, you know, Leno's a good keeper, bigger problems than Leno. But if whoever don't want to be here, they need to F off in the nicest way, because to get to where we want to get to, the players have to be here. I don't want players that want to be here one day, don't want to be there the other. And, you know, Leno did say, I'm open to staying, I'm open to going. That means he's open to anything. That tells me him and a lot of players, they're disillusioned, maybe not necessarily with Arteta or maybe with Arteta, but disillusioned with where the club's going. Leno, regardless what I think about him, he's reserved that right. He's not an Arsenal fan in the same way the people behind me are not Arsenal fans. You know, as much as I like Henry, he's not an Arsenal fan like that. He loves the club. He's got admiration, but he didn't grow up in this thing. You know, when push comes to shove, man, act in self-interest. Reasons to sell as well. Inconsistent in terms of ball playing. How can we really, you know, as much as I feel we've kind of improved defensively, and I kind of said it there, there's bigger problems than Leno. How much can we improve defensively with the same players with respect to Tierney and to a degree Gabriel? Because I think Tierney's mistakes are minimum. Gabriel can be coached. The rest, you know, whoever's played in defense, even as I rate David Luiz highly, but, you know, they make it individual errors. So we're never going to be a good defensive side. It's like having, you know, it's like having the worst strikers in the league. You might be able to make them play decent football, but you're not going to score a bag of goals with some of these men, you know, with Eddie Nketiah or Werner and whoever else is playing crap on the right. That's not going to be a good front three. You're going to hit a glass ceiling. And like I said, while I feel Leno's been unfortunately done for, I think, you know, if we can make a back five with Tierney, with Gabriel, you know, whether that's going to be Celiba or another centre half, question mark over the right back. I think, you know, if you can bring in another keeper, that's that, in it. People can focus. I don't think Leno is vocal enough. I don't think Leno collects his crosses enough. I think there's a lot of question marks. But so yeah, he makes a lot of individual mistakes, like a lot of players, and it's not necessarily a direct at Leno. It's like you can't really build a team on, you know, you can't build a solid foundation on the sand. We can get away with Leno and Louise and all of these players, but you're never going to get so far as a team when Xhaka, David Luiz, Bellerin, you know, Leno, you know, you're not teaching the good players that make silly mistakes like Gabriel. You're not going to get to a certain level with these guys. Do you get it? So we got to be cruel to be kind, and things like that. That's my reasons to sell. My reasons to keep him, let's not get it twisted. His form might be dead, but he's a good keeper. You know, sometimes I think he's a good shot stopper, but to play devil's advocate, is it really good shot stopping when you've saved the madness and then you've palmed it in for someone? I don't know. Either way, I think he's a good keeper. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's the greatest. I've said it time and time again. If the squad was in the way that we need it to be with the more immediate things, I would look at a keeper, but there's bigger problems than Leno, and it would be Arsenal to have a million problems and then invent more. Let's plug the gaps we need to plug before we start doing other things in it. Let's deal with what we need to deal with, and then if you can look for a goal. If Leno's made it abundantly clear he wants the goal, then that flips things on its head, and I hope there's keepers we're looking at. You know, once again, bigger problems than Leno. You know, the people in front of him. What's the midfield? What's our next season? What is our centre half partnership? It could be Gabriel and Celiba. Is that good enough for 38 games? They'll show their quality, potentially not. Who is the right back? You know, who is in central midfield? Who is even playing up front? These are big. If you can't answer these questions, you can't really draw out Leno, in my opinion. You know, I can't lie. I don't think he'll accept being a number two, but like what we saw with Leno and Martinez, and to a degree checking him, you know, we could do all right with another keeper with respect to Matt Ryan and Renison. You know, Renison can sell some match day programs, or, you know, he could do AFTV interviews and hold up the mic for Robbie after the games. Car, you shouldn't be playing football for this team. Could you make him a number two? Now, obviously, at 29 years of age, German international, you sit on the bench all the time at German level. You're not going to want him for Arsenal. And like I said, crucially, bro, you can't really draw out unless Leno. The only thing I'm saying to sell Leno this summer is if he has told you I want to leave. But we need to address the problems we have first. That's me personally. So I think we should keep him. But if Donny wants to leave, then keep it moving, in it. Like, I'm not going to cry over Leno, really and truly. You know, I'm definitely not going to cry over Leno. But That's what I feel. What are you lot saying in relation to Leno or in general? Please make sure you're checking out the pinned message as well, people. What else are you guys saying? Man said, bye, Leno. I like Louise, but his body's breaking. I already said that. To mod me, you need to click my name. It's not a link thing. I'll get on that not right now. What do you think of signing Ryan in the summer? I wouldn't mind Matt Ryan. I like Matt Ryan. I like his mentality. I think he's decent in this number 2 role. You know, I think unlike Rinison, if a madness happens to Leno or someone, you've got some confidence in Matt Ryan to do a job. You can tell a man is serious, and that's when I look at Matt Ryan, that's what I mean by legacy. It's like I can tell you're serious, you're being serious in training, you're not on a joke thing. And when people think like that, we've got half a chance. Bro, sell some programs, man. I wouldn't mind Chesney back, but allow it, fam. We gotta leave it, man. You gotta leave it, man. You gotta leave it still. Leave it, man. And that's the thing, my guy. You know, Leno is the best when he doesn't have time to think. I agree, but at the same time, that scares me, bro. You know, my keeper should be able to concentrate. That scares me. As a goalie, you have to be able to concentrate for large periods of the game. That scares me, man. That absolutely scares me. A man said, did I just diss Henry? I never dissed him. He's not an Arsenal fan. Neither is Patrick Vieira, neither is Dennis Bergkamp. They didn't grow up as Arsenal fans. I'm sure they have admiration and love for the club. The same goes for these United legends, you know, because when it came to it, they all acted in self-interest. I don't know how old you are, but Patrick Vieira many times tried to join Man United. This is the truth. He loves Arsenal, but my point being, these lot, to get to any level in the top, you need to be ruthless, and they will. There's a degree of self-interest, just like with Daniel, with Omri. Let's be honest, it's not the romance that us fans have. There's got to be a reason. So if you think that's a diss on Omri, I think you need to clear out your ears, man, and you're hearing the wrong things. Either way, you're coming out of my live chat, because we don't got time for that stupidity. You know, probably didn't deserve to be blocked, but how dare you say I try to slander me with Thierry Henry, the best player in the Premier League? Shut up, man. I don't know why we sold. I don't know why we sold Martin. I think we sold Martinez because the club made it abundantly clear Leno is the number 1. I think that because Martinez has been fighting for years and he's still bitter about the club. But Martinez has been fighting for years to play number 1. He's finally got a sniff at it. Finally got 2 hands on it. Playing in a cup final. You know, I think if you said to Martinez, yo, all right, cool, you know, it's your spot to lose, or you and Leno, I rate both of you. You know, I wasn't really rating you before, but you've done your thing. It's a thing where let the best man win. If you play well, you keep your spot. If you play rubbish, your spot's gone. I think Martinez would have relished that. If Martinez was told that, fair enough. If he wanted to leave, fair enough. But just me as a fan, that's what I think should have happened. But I think it was made abundantly clear, regardless of how Martinez has been, Leno's my first choice. And then Martinez has said, you know what, man's tried, didn't it? I got to keep it moving. I want to play football. And the reason why I believe that even more is because Martinez is clearly still hurt. I've said this on another live stream. Donny is forever talking about Arsenal. He never misses a chance, you know, to speak about us. You only do that if you're hurt. Like, man are hurting people, you know, and I don't blame him. I'm hurt that you're gone, you know. One thing I think Leno suffered with is for time, man are playing with Ronison. You know, Leno needs some competition, and at least in where the league's concerned, I would like to see Matt Ryan give him that, man. Every player is entitled to look after their future. Facts, man. You know, if he wants to play Champions League, let him go, man, whether he can get there or not. I don't think Martinez's mentality is poor. I think Martinez's mentality is great. You know, there's a difference between fighting for your place and sitting on the bench. I think, like I just said, if it's made abundantly clear that no matter how much fighting you do, it's a myth, it's dead, man. Mendy is the same level. I wouldn't say he makes him look world class, but he, you know, he's got better players than us, a better team able to concentrate and defends a bit. One thing I'll give Leno is the man's always having to thrive in and amongst chaos. Our defense is always at 6s and 7s. He's part of the club. I don't agree with that. Leno doesn't owe us a damn thing. In the same way, we don't owe Leno anything. In the same way, how many times do you see club legends throughout their whole careers, they reject big moves, and the minute they're on their way out, they might get a testimonial, they might get a little clap, but it's gone. We don't owe him nothing. He owes us nothing. He doesn't. It's a relationship of convenience. We bought you because you're a decent keeper, allegedly. You know, he never told the club to put faith in him over Martinez. So I agree with what you're saying, but nobody owes anybody anything in this life. Definitely in football, man. And this is it. If you don't want to be at Arsenal, it's cool. No hard feelings. You know, if you don't want to be here, it's cool, bro. No, it is what it is. It's cool, man. It's what it is, man. And I do think with the Martinez stuff, I can't lie, I wanted him to stay, but I do think people look at Martinez with rose tints. One thing that annoys me about Arsenal fans is Can we just get to the stage where we're talking about another keeper, not Martinez? Because when Martinez is doing shaky things, nobody says anything. The minute Martinez makes a bad boy save, oh, Leno. I hear it. I agree with it. But can we just talk about, if we're going to do that, about bringing in the next keeper or something? Like, Martinez is gone. Man just need to accept it. It's gone, innit? Like, it's gone. So, you know, it's happened, people. We just got to hold that one and move forward. Big up everybody locked in. Please make sure you're hitting them like buttons, people, and you're hitting the reminders and all of those sort of things. Man, big up D. You said centre mid, bro. Centre mid defo needs addressing, bro. We don't score goals. We don't dictate the tempo. We're not mad solid defensively. What the hell is our midfield about? That's where I feel Arteta and Edu have been shot down, because Edu ain't brought in a midfielder to play with Partey. We heard there was no funds. Arteta has not showed me anything to say what's going on with the coaching, because I'm not going to lie. You know, I've said it before. The harshest place I judge Arteta is the midfield. You was a midfield, bro. Like, there's more questions than answers, you know. Ceballos' state has not been justified. Partey, you know, has underwhelmed in some aspects and shown he's good in some, but who is his partner? Really, you could say there's question marks over anything, because Partey's got injury fitness problems. Who is his suitable partner? We say Xhaka. You know, I don't think Xhaka's as bad as people make out, but I do think when you play Xhaka to the point and make him as central to the team as he is, you can only get so far. Personally. How do you see Joe Willock? Has he progressed? Yeah, no, I would say he has. I haven't really learned anything about Joe. I know when the game's open, there's a lot. I would like to see him have half a chance. I would say all options should be open for Joe Willock to stay in that Newcastle on loan, to go in permanently, and actually to having a chance to be in the squad here, really. And this is it, man. Need to remember Leno and Aubameyang kept us alive last season. So you don't turn bad overnight, but at the same time, you can't rest on your past laurels, man. Yeah, he got booted out of Brighton, but we could probably look at hella footballers. He might have got booted out of Brighton for whatever reason, but he's at Arsenal right now. He's done half decent in the opportunities he's had. So it is what it is. I think people look at Matt Ryan with rose tints, myself included, in the same way they were looking at Marie, because there's not a massive catalogue to go off. So I'm not too sure, man. Man said Don Rama, he's not coming Arsenal, broski. Like, that one day is dream chasing, man. That one day is dream chasing. And even then, you're gonna have a young, inexperienced keeper, and we're gonna throw him to the wolves. Like, we're gonna throw Donny to the wolves. Like somebody said, bro, man, he's going Juventus, man. This is it. He don't owe us a damn thing, bro. I don't really rate Nick Pope at this moment in time. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a decent keeper, but something in me just like, nah, man. First time watching from the phone. Big up yourself, Alexander. You know, do what you can. Louise could have played his last game for us, potentially. Hopefully not. You never want to see someone bow out like that. Lafont's been staying permanently in France now. Which players do you think will be out at the end of the season? I don't really know, truthfully, but I would say Reece Nelson, because, you know, you can't have another season like this. Guendouzi, THEIRRY. I actually think Leno will leave based on reports. Bellerin. And then obviously the obvious ones that need to be moved on, man. Bro, don't get it twisted. I'm not no Xhaka defense league. I just don't think Xhaka is as bad as man make out. I think Xhaka is, you know, and he has more importance than man make out. For me, Xhaka is a squad player. See how we're using El Nene? That's what Xhaka should be used for. So I agree with you. He is average, but, you know, he's not levels like that. I agree, man. I appreciate your love for this channel. I appreciate that. Millier, you know, I wouldn't mind bringing him in, but as you can see, sometimes his youth gets him. He's prone to a bit of thrash moments, and he's been doing that since since playing for France's under-20s at the World Cup. The same under-20 World Cup I saw Haaland and Martinez. Where the hell were the Arsenal scouts then, man? There, where were they? I don't really know who should replace Leno, to be fair with you. Scouts, do your job, man. That's it, man. Hey, my people, Talawa TV, make sure you're supporting them people. Love for it, love for that. I wouldn't say clean, I'm just, you know, using Google images and freshening things up for you lot, man. And all of those sort of things there. Do you believe Celiba will be playing for Arsenal next season? Yeah, I think he will, but I think we need to allow him scope to grow. He's gonna have games where we're like, what the hell is he doing? Games where he shows his quality. He's a young man. He's gonna do that, man. If you're gonna get an inexperienced goalie, surround them with better players, people, especially defenders to help them. Really, you know. I wouldn't say this is the thing. Xhaka, you either get this or you get fantastic, calling Xhaka fantastic, or you get he isn't good. There needs to be a middle ground, man. There needs to be a middle ground. Unai Simon, isn't that the fellow who made one clanger for Spain in the last international duty? It would be Arsenal, innit? It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's somebody running bants, you know. Maybe Arsenal's a conspiracy club and that they're seeing how much they can stress us because since we've moved to the Emirates, Leno's probably been the best after Lehman, probably the best keeper post during the Emirates. But bro, have you seen some of our keepers, bro? Like Rinison. Even Leno's good, but Leno's fresh as well. Manone had good moments, but fresh. Fabianski dead. The one I hate the most, Almunia, I think he was dog poo, bro, man. I can't lie. He's you know, I'd ask a lot of these ex-Arsenal players for pictures and them things. Almunia, F off, man. F off, bro. It is a social experiment. It must be. It must be. It must be, man. Hey, that Mike McGuy guy, the black guy, the keeper, French Donny. Apparently he's going AC Milan. I saw that online a few days ago, so it is what it is. C, it's never a live stream without you. Which players currently on loan do you think the club will return and have legitimate chance to be in the first team or regular first team substitutes? Off the top of my head, I'd probably say Celiba and Joe Willock. Everyone else, I think, again, things can happen and whatnot. And whatnot is that, you know, they're gone in it. I think Maitland-Niles gone. Who else? Torreira gone. Guendouzi gone. Half of the man there on loan gone. You know, maybe the young G, excluding them under 23s on loan, but a lot of them probably should be moved on. My only knock on the thumbnails, it looks like you have Stan Kroenke's hairdo. It's not the thumbnails, the background. And yeah, man. And to be fair with you, you know my thing. When you got a sexy face like this, you can rock that hair, innit? It is what it is. Bro, he's gone, man. He's gone, brother. He's gone. I don't think you can blame the table all on Leno. I think they all have to take responsibility, but us in the same way, it's not just on Arteta or any single player. It's a bit of a dead one, really. And as much as I would like to get rid of Leno, I got more time for him than Hella, man. And this is the mistake I'm speaking about, innit? Like, you know, it would be Arsenal to find the next guy that's booky, man. And I agree. I've said that earlier. If we get a better defense, I think you can get away with Leno, personally. But are we going to get that? And he's too eccentric as well. I like my keepers a bit. That's my bias. I like my keepers a bit calmer, and that I don't think he's the guy for that one there. Lacazette, personally, I'd sell Lacazette if it came to him between Aubameyang and Lacazette. I'd sell Lacazette. He's in better form. Must be a better penny we can get for him. Wouldn't mind Max Aarons, you know. Bring all them and them in, bro. Bring all them in, man. Like, have you seen our players, bro? Lehman was I wouldn't say Lehman was eccentric, but he could actually save. The only time Lehman turned dead is when we tried to keep a fresh one in him when he was clearly past it. I think Lehman was a bit calmer. He's a madman off his line. Obviously, we all saw what happened against Barcelona, but some man are just at it from the jump. Do you know another keeper I hated was Ospina. Couldn't believe fans actually rationalized he was a good keeper. You know, really don't. I really don't, man. I would love Buendia, but he's going to cost a pretty penny. No, I don't think Aubameyang should be stripped of the captaincy because I don't think it has a bearing on the pressure. I think if anything, that would make surely that would make your mentality drop even more, really. Man said put Pablo Mari and go. You're on Bants, man. You're absolutely done. I would love world class, but I just think we need a competent right back. Like, we just need a competent right back. Would you say James Justin? No disrespect to him because I rate him as world class. No, but he's a good right back. We just need certified people, man. You know, that's all we need. Bro, it wasn't even the height thing. It's like he was just so unorthodox. What was it against Swansea? The corners come in. Somehow he's grabbed it and fell in the goal. Like, what's all of that? You know? What's all of that? Chris, I do agree. There was a time against Newcastle, Matt Ryan got caught out and he got away with it. I think he's a bit too giggity off that line as well, but he's a bit more, with him and Leno, there seems a bit more clarity when he does it, sort of thing, if that makes sense. To me anyways, I could be waffling, but it's that. And this was dead as well, man. This was dead as well. Spina. Do you know how much I hated that shit in the stadium? Oh my god. I was like, what we doing? Like, that's when Arsenal started jumping in the gutter, man. It's like, what is all this about, man? Like, we're in the gutter right now, man. What's all of that about? It was dead. And the worst thing is Arsenal, yeah, we do this thing where they start twanging you to rationalize things. Like, man, start rationalizing things. I was seeing fans, you know, Arsenal have turned our fans crazy. Man are doing league tables from December. Soon as we go in bad form, it's stopping. It's dead, man. It's dead. He's having a good season at Florentino. I need to see a bit more. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been impressed in the games I've seen. I think he's a good player. He's doing his thing, but I think I need to see a bit more before convinced. Nah, bro. If you ask me for the chance I loved, the Alexis, baby. Do you know how lit I was? You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was a Bellerin one as well. That Bellerin, Hector Bellerin. I was on that. What else were there? There was the Bellerin, there was Alexis Sanchez. You know me, I'm good for the 49. I love the yellow ribbon. You know, nothing better than being licked out my head off the rear neck with the yellow ribbon. Super Jack, that was an easy one. Whatever ones were there, man. You know me, Lacazette. Aubameyang's chance. You know, there's couple man still. There was couple man still. I the no. To be fair, I liked Giroud still. There was hella them, man. There was hella them. All right, we got Kosovo in the building. Don't see that too many times. You said keeping me going through tough times. I appreciate that, man. I'm the one who offered to do your branding for free in January. What was that? It's been a long time, bro. I don't remember any of that, but hit me up again, man. Love for that anyways, man. I like that. Yeah, hey, Mesut Ozil, how can I forget that one as well? You know me, I love the Ozil one. Mertesackers one. Santi's one was lit. See, these are the charts man should be doing. Not these dead Ospino ones, man. Bro, you bought a Xhaka shirt. Do you know what? You was twanged in it. Juru, the centre half. He must have twanged you when you were saying he's a bit like Perlo and this. He twanged you still. Because I remember we all got twanged from Xhaka. We was looking at him. What would we sign him when it was Euros them times? I'm sure he had a game against Pogba where he kind of kept Pogba quiet. We're like, yo, we got a player here. And I still think he's a decent player, but you know, we've been kind of frauded, really, you know. Our account has been cleared out, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. But on a serious note, people, I don't know how true these reports are. You know, the Daily Mail has clumped in a bag of players we've previously been linked with before. So let's see if there's any truth in that. 427 likes. Is that facts or you lot gassing me? Either way, I appreciate that. 427. Keep running up the likes, people. I'm very appreciative of that. Come on. You know, I really appreciate that. Let's get into this transfer business. Let me bring it up for you lot. 440 of you, please hit that like button. As you lot can see here, splashing out 40 million on Bissouma, making a move for Dortmund's Julian Brandt, and joining the scramble for Max Aarons, who are Arsenal's key targets, as Mikel Arteta aims to fund 120 million summer kitty with 6 players on the chopping block. Lacazette, Eddie Nketiah, and Guendouzi could all leave the club. Maitland-Niles, Torreira, and Bellerin may also go. So yeah, we're gonna need to sell before we could buy, and it wouldn't surprise me if we're not linked if we don't buy any of these players. And I don't necessarily care, you know, because again, when Arsenal are linked with players, it's like it starts becoming that's the only player in the world. You know, for a minute, you would have believed Partey is the only midfielder. Al was the only midfielder. Wendy is the only midfielder. Of course, I want to double down and bring in these guys, but have other targets. As you lot can see here, people, you know, apparently, according to Football London, these names, the typicals, Maitland, Torreira, Bellerin, Eddie, Guendouzi, they're all for sale. Admittedly, there's only probably two of them names I would like to see out the club. Bellerin, because I think the time's come now. I'd say you the most. I want to see the back of Torreira. I have sympathy for what's happened with his mother, but away from that, your dad won't shut the fuck up, pardon my language, because it really jars me, people. Maitland now, it's time to keep it moving. I love Guendouzi to stay, but you and Arteta, I don't know what going. It's done. Eddie, you need to play. I wouldn't mind giving Eddie a new deal, loaning him out, seeing if he has a goal-scoring season, and just seeing if we can get a bit more zeros on him. But it is what it is. We're going to have to sell before we can buy. Apparently, we want player. I like him, but I'd probably pass. I think he's a good player, but I'd probably pass. For 15 million, it couldn't be the worst. And I wouldn't really want to. I wouldn't want to replace him for Lacazette. I'd rather give Martinelli an opportunity. Rather let Lacazette run down his deal if we're going to bring in player. I think he's a good player, but player is a good player, yeah. But it is what it is. Apparently, United are looking at him, but he's regarded as a backup option. They're looking to keep Cavani, so it's a myth. Pardon me. As you can see. You know, there's no concrete evidence. You know, Brandt apparently wanted for 20 million out. He's a bit Bit soft, but I would take him. Try bring him and Odegaard in for on loan another year. Get away with it. Get away with it. We need creativity in abundance, people. Maybe if we can get Odegaard on another loan next season with a year to go, we could tempt Real Madrid. Maybe Real Madrid will sit there and say, you're not going on loan till you sign a new deal. Or maybe they say, you know what, it's a thing next year. Because on one hand, I like Odegaard, but has he really done much to justify a permanent offer? I just say that because it throws up a lot of comments from you guys. Apparently, we want Glenn Kamara back. They spent from Dundee. They spent what 50k or 500k on him, and now they want 10 million. I like Kamara. I think that's a pass though. 10 million is not bad, but I think that's a pass. I wouldn't mind Fekir, but it is what it is. These players have versatility, and there's no concrete evidence behind us wanting these players. But the only thing I can say is we've been linked with these players before, people. Bissouma were linked with him. Clearly, he's linked with Liverpool as well. Clearly, he's leaving Brighton at the end of the season, in my opinion. But there's no evidence. I've spoken about Lee Buchanan again. Derby just about staying in the Championship, so that could be something. I do think, like Rooney said, he's one of the best fullbacks in England, or English fullbacks, and he can go up a level. I think he's decent. The 20-year-old. I would take him. I would make a move. Really. He could do a lot worse. In my humble opinion. There's another young lad in Scotland. He plays for Hibernian. I see him the other day. I thought, you know what, let's take a chance on this, Donny. I can't remember. You'll get a video about it. Lamptey, we've been linked with Lamptey before. Obviously, the injuries are there. We've been linked with Emerson, Betis / Barcelona owned. So I can't really see anything. Max Aaron's there. We're always linked with Max Aaron's. I wouldn't mind any of these players, but I'm trying to find concrete evidence. Lamptey signed a new deal as well, and he's been injured, so he'll probably stay. Are we going to bring in a right back without probably selling Chambers and Bellerin? I'm not too sure with you. And sorting out Maitland-Niles' future, I'm not too sure what happens, people, in that regards. Leno wants to keep it moving. If you want to keep it moving, you need to go, people. What I would say is there's legit reason to keep people like Chambers and Lacazette, and to a degree El Nene, but am I wrong in saying maybe they've played their way into the transfer kitty? Like, people might say there's never been a better chance to sell a couple of those players. Bardi, that article was a bit disappointing because all it did is link us with players that we've been linked with before. We didn't learn anything. We really didn't learn anything. We know Arsenal are on the lookout for players. We're not going to be able to do much without moving players on. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards. I'll be on Fekir. 450 likes. Come on, that's amazing. I don't think we're going to be able to sell everyone realistically. We got to remember it's a COVID market. We got to remember, we haven't even got the biggest of forces in able to getting rid of players as well. Like, it's Edu and a couple of other guys, really. So yeah, if we could, I think, you try sell Maitland-Niles because it's done now. You try sell Guendouzi because that's what we're told. They'll bring in decent fees. Obviously, I will try to sell Lacazette and see what you can do. Obviously, and the obvious ones, they're the ones that are probably going to raise significant finances. Joe Willock's probably the only tricky one. Someone that could be moved on. And we do need to let people go and make up wages. I think it's a bit naive to think Lacazette would sign a 1-year extension, and also to think Haaland would sign for us, but fair play. Eddie would get double digits over 38 games for another team, maybe in the Championship. Don't know about the Prem, but fair play. Give him a chance. You never know, man. I like Samore. This is the first season I'm seeing real prolonged consistency. Normally, he has little ups and downs in his performances. I wouldn't sell Pepe because you're not going to make your money back, and I think he's a decent player for us at this moment in time, man. I Fekir in. Appreciate that. Big up DG. Great stream. I appreciate that. I just thought the only thing worse than the Ospina chant would have been if he did it in the tune of Tequila. Jonathan David having a good season. It's a mad one, really and truly. It's a mad one in that regards. Big praise. DG best channel. I appreciate that. That was a serious like spike. That's 100 likes in 3 minutes. Wow. Appreciate that. Cronkite will never sell Arsenal. Hopefully you're wrong, my guy. I'm not really convinced on Guido Rodriguez from Betis personally, but I'm not watching him week in, week out. I'll give him a chance if we signed him. We're always linked with him, but I would personally pass. I wouldn't mind bringing in Zaha. We've tried him for years, but is it really that deep? Arguably, you could bring in Zaha and he could be used as that sort of striker as well, as a third choice sort of striker. Bro, when I'm speaking about that, I can't even say his name, but Tushamani, formerly of Bordeaux, when I say we need to move from at Bordeaux, now everybody's onto him at Monaco. He could be cheaper, But it is what it is. But that Kevin Samuels brother is funny, but you know, I don't want the gal them that watch me to, you know, drop their sponsorships and stuff. So I don't agree with what he's doing. So yeah, it is what it is, man. I'd take a pass on Hakan. I wouldn't mind Patson Daka. I'm still waiting to be convinced. I rate him, but I'm waiting for that real confirmation to say, yeah. Ryan, you're completely right. You know, the homegrown thing complicates it. So Chambers and Maitland-Niles potentially have to stay, or one of the two. Bellerin's also classed as that. I think it's a hard work in the system. I think that one's a bit harsh, really. Good players can play in any system, and you know he's a good technical footballer who play good with better footballers. But fair play. I wouldn't mind DRB. We've spoken about Emerson Royal. I'm not really convinced on Unai Simone. It's a bit dead still. Ivan Toney for 30 million, I'd pass. You know, I might come to regret that when he joins the Premier League, but I'd pass. I think for Arsenal, that could be financed better. That could be put towards anything better, really and truly. How long will this take? How long's a piece of string, man? You've got to ask Daniel, bro. I don't know how long this thing is going to take towards changing our fortunes as a football club, man. I wouldn't mind St. Maximin, but Newcastle are going to ask for something ridiculous. And when they present you with ridiculous things, you're just going to keep it moving. Dropping a couple more likes in the chat, people. Make sure you hit your reminders on these videos and hit the like button. Do what you can for the engagement. Where are we at in terms of likes now? Big up everybody locked in. I appreciate you guys. 478 likes. We can pattern that up a tiny bit better, people. Come on. He's a baller, but we're not getting Mariba. Man said Van Dijk for 140 million. Nobody talking about Aouar anymore. He's class. Would love Aouar to come to this club. I would personally pass on Dwight McNeil, personally. But fair play if you want him. Yusuf Demir, the young guy, wouldn't mind him. You know, resale value and all. Why not, man? Who's playing tonight is Champions League business, broski. Rafinha, wouldn't mind him, but he's linked with Liverpool, my dude, and he's going to cost a pretty penny. They're the man there you need to sign before they make the moves to these clubs. And then you can be the one deciding if you want to sell them, you know, because finding talent isn't the problem. Arsenal always move half-hearted. I don't really rate Felipe Anderson again, so I'd move. I would love Cherky. You've seen my videos. I've been speaking about him. That one there needs to be done. Would you consider Buendia? Would Buendia consider us? Timo Horn, I think he's shit, but fair play. Any players from relegated clubs you'd like? I wouldn't mind Anderson from Fulham coming in and doing a little job, you know. I wouldn't even mind their other young centre-half Tosin coming in and being someone of some stature here. Who else is there? I ain't taking no one from Sheffield apart from Sander Berge. West Bromwich Albion. I'll take back Maitland-Niles if that counts. Nah, still. I would love Benassia to join this club, but it ain't going to happen. We need a proper centre-half, 100%. Renato Sanchez, he's had a better couple of months, but I'd take a pass on that. Man said Martial. I wouldn't mind Martial, but it's not going to happen, is it? You know, probably had half a chance when Jose was forcing him out. That's what we should have tried to twang Man United, Mkhitaryan for Martial. Really, I mean, Alexis Sanchez for Martial, not Hector, not Henrik Mkhitaryan. The Hoot's a baller, man. Been on to him since his Gladbach days. Absolute mad. Ricky Peak, like him. Pereira, he's decent still. Wouldn't mind him. Anguissa is decent. Wouldn't mind him. Not gonna shout. Hey, De Niro, you know that's Marcos Antonio, the little Brazilian lad in midfield for Shakhtar. That's someone we need to take a chance on. We tried to get Chuck Wheezy for time. Bro, Pedri's a baller. He's never signing for us. Never ever signing for us. They might keep him, but that's you know them and they ask me. John McGinn's not in a relegation thing, but I would like him. Man said, why not try go for Sterling, bro? You're not getting Sterling. Like, Sterling's still vital to what City's doing. And he's about to sign a new deal, or is in talks for a new deal, and they're going to want an advance on that 50 million. So while I like Sterling, that one there's myth. Kakare, again, the videos are there, bro, Ski. The videos are there, man. Douglas Louise, I like the look of him. Dele Alli or Lingard, the best of their abilities, I'd rather Dele Alli right now. I'd take Lingard, but this Joe will look at home, man. I'd rather just not sign anyone really. Is where it is. DG, what university did you attend, mate? Your IQ appears to be above the roof, my young G. Seriously, you flow facts like rap. Hey, man, just cool guy, man. Ain't going on. Just cool guy, man. Just cool cat. Come on. They're paying. Bro, Fabian Ruiz is certified, but again, you got to bring them man there when they're at Villarreal. Napoli's gonna ask you for shitloads of money. It's a madness, you know. Nothing will improve until we get Cronkite out. Facts, facts. You kind of dampened it. We went on to transfers, but you're right on that. 193 likes, people. Let's keep supporting the thing. Let's do that one up a bit more. Bit harsh. You don't look like a woman. You got calm dreads, man. Louder guy. Just shopping in England, Zaha, Lamptey, BISSOUMA-MAX, Aaron's, Buendia, bro, that's going to cost stupid money. I'm not going to lie to you, but Max Aaron's, they're asking for 30 to 50 million. The same for Buendia. BISSOUMA, we've seen 30 to 40. Lamptey, they're going to ask for something. He signed a new deal. He's been there for 2 minutes. You're going to need to give them an offer they can't refuse. Maybe Zaha's willingness to leave might mean Palace do a thing, but we know how difficult Palace is. And do Arsenal have the financial power? I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. It's not going to happen. Entirely hypothetical. If you could steal one man from City, who are you taking? Pep Guardiola. Simple as that, Pep Guardiola. If you're talking from a playing perspective, I'd say Cancelo, because it would sort out our right back. I'd say Cancelo. Fernandinho for a year, or Rodri, because we need a defensive middle, someone that can do that sort of stuff. It goes without saying Mahrez, Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, all of these Sergio, all of these players that I've missed out. It goes without saying I would take them. Bernardo, Silva, and Gundogan, the rest of it. It goes without saying. But unusual choice, I'd say Cancelo, because I think he addresses an area that we need, and he's, we'd go from having the budget Cancelo and Cedric to having him. I'll take Fernandinho for a year because he seems he's still calm. I'll take Pep, man. You think Pep would get top 4 with the same squad? Well, I don't know, but I defo feel that we defo wouldn't be 9th, and we defo at least would be in a shout for it. That's what I just wanted to see. But it is what it is. The owners too, facts. Rodri would slot next to Partey flawlessly, 100%, my guy. Who do you want? Ali Berry. Oh, sure, you're asking me about football. But I just want a centre half and a right back. I'd say right back is what I want the most, man, because I'm tired of having bare different people playing there and no one's really convincing and things like that. So I would say that. I'm a full-time painter. A man like DG makes my day go quicker. Big up DG. Dean, I appreciate that. Make sure you're putting them elite coats on, man. I appreciate that. And lovely to see I can provide some value to some people out there. I appreciate that, man. I don't know, my guy. Realistically, I don't have a clue of any alternatives that have Jack Grealish's playing style. We've got Smith Rowe, but I would love Grealish, but you all know why that wouldn't happen. Ruben Diaz goes without saying. He's one of those players that, it's with the attacking players. It goes without saying I would take them. Zachariah, I wouldn't mind that. He's improved his passing in the last couple of months. And yeah, he'd be available for cut price, allegedly. What's wrong with Fernandinho? I'd rather sign someone like Fernandinho who's on the wrong side of 30 than Willian. At least there's an immediate use for him. I still think Torreira should be given a chance to partner Partey. I used to agree, but Torreira, just go now, bro. It's a thing where just leave, man. You don't want to be here, just go, man. Just go. I don't want to see Torreira. Like, his face is starting to annoy me, really, if I'm honest with you, lot. Away from what's obviously happened in his personal life. His best performances have come. His dad's actually had the best performances because he's just effing chatting every day, man. Arteta would do better with this squad, but we would with City squad, because half of the roles he's saying they'll be able to do. But who knows? 503 likes. Where are we at now, people? Hey, keep smashing the like button. I really appreciate that love, man. We're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. We do need a backup left back, man. Yo, bro, I thought that's what they were asking, but I did it. This might take a while. Hopefully, he really has the finances. Bro, Kelly Rowland's a sweet one, but let's keep it football. Sweet one. But You know, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get in trouble now that I've said these things and I check my chat and that. But wait, like it's all mate. Tommy, I don't know about Tommy Abraham, but you know, maybe Tammy. Akanji, nah. Used to be on the Akanji hype train, but nah. How's the stream been? You'd have to ask the viewers them. I'm always gonna say Tierney over Robertson, and I think that's the case. Upamecano, I swear he's a Bayern Munich player in all but name now, so you have to kiss that one goodbye. Would love Barella, but you're gonna have to kiss that one goodbye. He's now plays for Inter. Bro, Torreira can want to play for Boca. Listen, I hear that, but then his dad's coming out and saying we're going Italy or France. That just tells me you don't want to be it. So just keep it moving, man. Just keep it moving, please, man. I would like Guendouzi to come back, but your channel, whoa, that's gone. Bro, what's it? Thursday. I'm with Ransom Matisse. You said your channel has grown loads in the last few weeks in regards to likes. Yeah, because I actually remind you lot to hit the damn like button, you lazy ones. You know, love to everyone who's hitting that. I would love Barella, man. You know, he's got the small man syndrome. He's got the technical ability. Trouble, mate. Trouble. So let's just leave it where it is, man. You know we're gonna end up signing Dracula or Brandt. I wouldn't mind Brandt, and to be fair, we could do a lot more than that. We could do a lot worse. Wouldn't mind Lukaku, but obviously there's obvious deficiencies within his game. He will score goals, but you know the obvious. Big up Inter for winning the league. Conte, you know, basically spat in the face of his previous employers, you know. And Pirlo, well, you got to be really special to not win the league with them man there. Chiesa's a good player. I wouldn't mind him still. I don't know for Arsenal's protests. I wouldn't mind Shabitza, but again, going to cost a decent, handsome, respectable sum. I wouldn't mind Locatelli. I wasn't really rating him at AC Milan initially, but since he went to Swallow, he's really developed, really developed. Elise will probably get a move from Reading. If we're selling Reece Nelson, I wouldn't mind bringing in him. But if I'm him, are you going to play week in, week out at Arsenal? You need to go where you're going to play, in my humble opinion. But what do I know, folks? What do I know? On that topic, people, we've been here for an hour and 45 minutes, so I'm going to keep it moving. It's lunchtime. As I said, I'm back again later. You know, make sure you hit the like button. That's in a couple of days. What we actually in for today? It's this. Big up the 15 people that hit the like button. And, bro, how can there be a hater? One person's hit the dislike button already. Come on, man. What's going on? What's all that about? What's your predictions for the Villarreal game, bro? For Wednesday, tomorrow, we'll get into that. You know, shameless plug. You know, we'll get into all of that tomorrow, my tug. You know, we got to save some content for tomorrow, man. We spoke about transfers. We focused on, you know, Daniel X injury. Man said Daniel X injury. David Luiz's injury. Daniel X trying to buy the club. There's been a couple bits and pieces, man. You know, I appreciate that. I do need to go get some food, man. So on that topic, I'm going to get out of here, people. One love. Make sure you hit the like button. Hopefully see a lot of you again. You know, if you've hit the like button, if you've just joined the DG Nation, I appreciate all of you lot. Love that you lot love the stream. It makes it worthwhile, man. It makes it worthwhile. I appreciate you guys. Your channel is growing because you're genuine and the quality comes through along with knowledgeable content, always in context. I appreciate that, man. You're gonna who's cutting onions, man? It's some real stuff, man. I feel like Ramsey people. But when you see when Ramsey was saying goodbye, I feel like tearing up, man. It's always difficult to say goodbye to you guys. But if I don't say goodbye, I'm never gonna get out of this. So I'll catch you lot later. You know, if you've missed out the content, timestamps are coming. If not, we'll go back again. And I love all the praise and whatnot you lot are giving me. If you moderators, you know, I've given you the information to hit me up on my email. I see. Email me, my guy. You need to be a moderator as well. But on that topic, people, you know, I think Turkish is going live. Hit up Turkish and tell him I sent you here. Or Curtis Shaw's probably live. Go and hit them, man. They're up and I'll be back again. We've got Andorra in the building. Of course, I'm passionate about this thing. I'll catch you lot in a bit, man.